This is the Privateer 141 Gen 2, and this is going to be my first time building a bike completely from the frame up. So I've got all sorts of questions right now, like what are all the parts I need? Are there any specialty tools that I don't have that I'm going to need to build this complete bike? Like a headset press? Definitely going to need one of those. Dang it. I am not a professional mechanic or some sort of pro rider. I'm just an average guy like you building a bike for my first time. So these are all questions that are just kind of running through my mind. But the biggest question of all is, did I choose the right frame? This is a Privateer 141 Gen 2 frame set. It's got 141 millimeters of rear suspension travel, massive enduro bearings, flip chip on there so you can easily run that mullet setup. Plus it's got the adjustable rear center that allows you to shorten those chainstays. Look at that beefy chain guard on there. Got that down tube protection, removable bash guard mounts on it. Some pretty cool features. Plus this bike has what I consider to be like the perfect geometry for a trail bike, with a nice slack 64.5 degree head tube angle, steep 78.5 degree seat tube angle, a 485 reach on this P3 or size large. And I'm gonna throw a 150 fork on this thing, so it's definitely gonna be in that trail bike suspension range. Yep. But I'm gonna beef it up with some more enduro, like gravity focused style parts. And my goal for this bike is really to have the best of both worlds, you know, that trail bike suspension travel and agility with that downhill enduro bike smashing capability. Combine the two together and you get what I'm calling the Trail-Duro bike. Did I just make that up? Probably just a fancy way of saying all mountain. So when I heard about the 141 Gen 2, I started looking at Privateer bikes, you know, checking out their online website, and immediately I just fell in love. Absolutely. And I just knew that this frame was going to be perfect not only for this build series, but for a YouTube creator like me that's always testing parts. But I did have a couple concerns, like what parts was I going to choose to go on this bike, and how much was that gonna cost? Also, how much is this Trail-Duro bike gonna weigh? I want a bike that performs good, looks amazing, and I'm no weight weenie, but looking at the Privateer website, and it shows an approximate weight of the 141 complete build at 17.3 kilograms, which is just over 38 pounds on American scales. That's not light. So is this bike gonna be too heavy? Does weight even matter? How's this bike gonna perform on the trail? I won't know the answer to those questions until I get this bike all built up and get it out on the trails. I have most of the parts, so let's go ahead. We're gonna go over all the parts I have for this bike so far, but stay tuned because there's a couple key parts I still don't have and I need your help choosing them. I have the frame, obviously, you guys are kind of already been looking at that. We have these proven carbon enduro wheels. You see how I'm throwing more enduro style parts on it. These are the proven wheels I had off a previous video I did with the Maxxis tires. These were given to me for free by Hunt as well. I have a Fox Factory 36 fork. Ooh, that's gonna look so good on this bike, right? This I actually paid for with my own money. I bought this in the past for a bike build I did on a Trek Fuel EX that I sold to be able to give my son his bike. Also got a coil shock. That's right, I'm pulling the air shock out and throwing that coil shock in. And you better believe I'm gonna do some coil versus air shock videos on this bike in the future. No build would be complete without the Fox transfer post to match up in that Kashima coating. For the bars, getting the Trail 1 Crockett carbon bars, Trail 1 pedals. These are the newest Sage alloy pedals. Yes, I am supported by Trail 1. Not sponsored, but the company, you know, Jeff and the guys at Worldwide Cycler and Trail 1, just awesome dudes who help support me and help me make these videos. Got the Rockville stem as well. I'm gonna be taking out these oil slick bolts that come on it. I got some additional little gold stem bolts on there to kind of match more with that Kashima coating. Those are the gold rotor bolts as well. So gold stem and rotor bolts. We got the Fox transfer remote lever right here to go with that transfer post. Got the Trail One Hell's Gate grips to go on those Trail One bars. My very favorite grips, super beefy, extra padding, downhill smashing enduro style grips. And we got that wireless derailleur upgrade kit that I just recently reviewed in my EDS 2.0 video. And the last little bit and piece I got for this bike is this 141 has a tool mount area. So I reached out to Crank Bros and they gave me this tool right here that I'm gonna mount on the bike. I think that'll fit. We'll try that out. I have always wanted to do like a dream bike style layout like this. Man, I'm so pumped on this. Before we go any further, I need to make one thing clear. This video is not sponsored. There's no company paying me to make these videos or paying me to show you any of, this frame or any of these parts. However, over the years, me making these videos, I've developed some pretty good relationships with people at a few key bike companies. And I reached out to those bike companies to see if they would support this build. So some of the parts you're gonna see were given to me for free. Some of the parts I just got like a really big discount on, and other parts are parts that I have from previous bike builds and videos that I've done in the past. I do have links down there in the video description. They are affiliate links, or sometimes they're affiliate links that do help support the channel. And I always ask companies to leave me discount codes. So hop down in there and see if there's any discount codes that could benefit you guys, because at the end of this day, this video isn't about like trying to sell you guys on parts. I'm just an average dude making videos that I love, hopefully helping you out. But there's still a few things that I'm missing. Brakes, rotors, cassette, the complete drivetrain. Is there anything else I'm missing? I'm sure there's gonna be little bits and pieces that I'm missing, like, I don't know, maybe like the top cap for that stem right there. Leave a comment down below. Have you guys ever done a complete bike build like this before? If so, I could definitely use your advice. I'm thinking about going with some gold TRP brakes to match those kind of like Kashima colors on the bike, but what do you guys think? In next week's video, I'm gonna start building this bike, start putting it together. So if you've made it this far, definitely subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification. I'll see you guys next week.